moon that we've had in Scorpio for a whole 2 years, because last year and the year before, they both fell on eclipses. So kind of enjoy the energy, because it's bringing an energy back from a couple of years ago, and it's probably going to help you find some balance. So we'll give it a few minutes until some people rock up, because I am kind of late this morning and I did not want to get out of bed. And a tea and a coffee later, feel like I'm actually feeling human again. So we'll roll with it, and we'll see what's occurring. And when we get to 2 minutes, we'll jump straight into your card of the day reading. I'm just going to do a mega shuffle while everybody rocks up, and then we'll see what's going on. We've already got some cards that have come flying out the deck already. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing, and when the timer hits 3 minutes, then we'll start the reading. Oh, I'm feeling this energy. Oh, this is nice. My guides are playing. Oh, I don't even know what the song's called. If you're old and you're from England, then you might remember a TV show called Game On. It's the theme tune from the TV show Game On that my guides are playing. Let me just see if I can find it. I think the song's called Where I Find My Heaven, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm gonna have to Google that shit. Game On TV show theme song. Let's find out. I'm pretty sure it's called Where I Find My Heaven. It might not be, but it is. The song's called Where I Find My Heaven. So, feels like you're kind of finding your heaven, your equilibrium, whatever it is that you want to call it. So, let's find out what's occurring. Oh, you are. If nobody's told you recently, and it's not actually landed in your 3D reality yet, balance is coming, and you're about to get all the good shit, which for me as a reader is really quite exciting, especially when I'm very aware that there's lots and lots of people at the moment that have been having a pretty fucking rough time of it. So if you're one of those people and you have been having a rough time, don't stress, because the good times are about to far outweigh the bad times, like a billion times. Like, whatever you think could be the best possible outcome, well, it's not. What you think is the best possible outcome is actually the worst possible outcome. And I don't think you've even kind of been able to comprehend in your brain what would happen if something better than your considered outcome was to actually occur. So let's jump straight into the reading. The balance is flowing at the moment, and you're really coming back into your own, and I'm so super fucking happy for you guys. Me too. I mean, these collective readings are not just for you guys. A lot of these apply for me as well. So previously, you've been showing up as the Empress in like every reading we've done over the last few days. Today, you're coming out as the Queen of fucking Swords, and I love that. The Queen of Swords, she gets such a bad rep, because she's sitting pretty on a throne, she's got a sword, she's ready to chop some people's heads off, but what they don't see in the background is how cool and calm and collected she is, how well she's got her shit together, and she's got this sword, but she's definitely not afraid to use it, which is brilliant. And I feel like in the past, there may have been times where you've kind of not been prepared to use your sword, or you've been a little bit scared to, or you've not wanted to, and something's made you keep it to yourself, and now you're not doing, and that's a healthy part of being balanced. Like, don't mean to slate other readers, but like a lot of people, they give like all these happy joy readings, and you can't be happy joy all the fucking time. You have to have a balance. What goes up must come down, and vice versa. What goes down must come back up again, because that's the way the world works. So congrats, sitting very pretty on your throne at the moment. I don't know what it is that's occurred, because honestly, seems like it's a bit of a clusterfuck, but oh well, never mind. Clusterfucks and shit happen. Whatever it is that was a clusterfuck that you've snuck away from, in the past. It's caused you to have an absolute total transformation. No wonder you're showing up as the Queen of Swords. Credit given where credit's due. You've stood in your power, or you're standing in your power, and if you're not quite there yet, oh, holy shit, be prepared, because whatever this is that you're moving into, well, you're about to get your fucking 10 of Cups. I love this. After all the darkness and all the bad shit that you've occurred, after this transformation that you've been going through, and for some of you, you've gone through quite a heavy dark night of the soul, and you've been transforming spiritually, mentally, and physically. So just take a moment, and can we pause, and can you all give yourself a fucking pat on the back for that? Because people don't get what it is that you have to endure when you go through a dark night of the soul. A lot of people kind of get into that energy and they stay there, and they don't know how to find their way back out of it again. They just get stuck in this yucky negative energy, and it kind of sends them spinning in a loop and keeps people on a hamster wheel. You're not one of those people, and there's been a lot of underestimation of you in the past. People haven't understood, because you are the Queen of Swords, and you are kind of cool and calm and collected, and you will only use this sword when it's absolutely necessary. And there's been a lot of times recently where it's been absolutely fucking necessary for you to cut people, places and things out of your life so you can finish this transformation. And if you're not quite out of the other side of it yet, just know that it's really fucking coming. Everything that you've put into plan, all the quiet actions that you've been taking in the background. Archangel Michael wants me to remind you that, you know, when the Titanic sank, well, they only kind of saw the tip of the iceberg, and they didn't see everything else that was underneath, and that's why the boat sank to the bottom of the sea. This is people not seeing the grit, the determination, the other things that you've been through all underneath this. They've just seen this little tiny bit on top that you've poked out to people. Maybe you've been a little bit embarrassed about what it is that you've had to go through, or you've been ashamed, or you felt guilty of something, and that's been the stuff that's poked out of the surface. And underneath there's all this other stuff that nobody's really taken into consideration, and now they're seeing it. It's like everybody underestimated you, and now they're seeing what it is that you're truly fucking made of. And I'm not going to pretend that you're made of all hearts and flowers and rainbows, but you've definitely had love and trust and pixie dust that you're gonna get this 10 of Cups outcome in the end. So let's get a few more cards from the Pot Tarot by Peggy White, and we'll see what else is going on. Honestly, if you've been through a lot of shit recently, you really need to be proud of yourself. Holy fuck. Yeah, 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands. This is like everything that you could have dreamed of, everything that you've wanted is finally all about to come to you. I mean, with the Page of Joints falling out on the floor, it's coming to you slowly, and it's going to test your patience, and you're going to have to keep on chipping away and chipping away. And like I was saying the other day, motivation is just a feeling. You can't make yourself be motivated. You need the discipline to bring it into you, and that's what it is that you're doing. You're being very disciplined about something, very organized about something, and it's really going to bring you everything that it is that you fucking want. Just maybe a little bit slower than you initially anticipated or than you first expected, but I love this energy for you guys. And like I was saying at the very beginning when I very first started recording, tonight is the first new moon in Scorpio that we've actually had, where it has just been the new moon in Scorpio for the last 2 years, because the last 2 years it's always fallen on an eclipse. So there might be something coming round from the past that occurred 2 years ago that's either gonna be put to bed completely, or that is going to be completely revitalized and brought back to life in a very new and different kind of way. And it's the new and different kind of way that you're needing to allow this 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands to come in for you. There's been a lot of resting, there's been a lot of recuperating, there's been a hell of a lot of healing here. And healing's hard, healing's messy. People that avoid the healing tend to keep themselves stuck on that same hamster wheel, but not you. You've been doing it. You've been putting the work in where it's been needed. You've been making a plan, and you're bringing it all to life. This is awesome. Whatever it is that caused all this shit show in the first place, you're not shying away from it anymore. You're stepping up and you're using it and you're transmuting the shit energy so that you can turn your pain into power. And that's a fucking awesome thing to be able to do. Not everybody has the ability to transmute their pain into power and make it be something that's super duper successful, especially when they're being overlooked and underestimated by people. I mean, with the 6 of bongs being here, bongs in the Peggy White deck is cups. So some people might have thought that you were, I don't know, acting childish or not being very adult in the way that you were handling things, but you've kept going with it. And in fact, this misunderestimation from people, like, they've misunderstood you completely. And it's your childlike wonder that's helped you plow through this. It's the fact that you've been able to tune in and listen to your inner child while you've been in this healing process, and you've been able to actually deal with some of the shit that you'd maybe squashed down from years ago, growing up in your teenage, maybe like as a small child or in your teenage years. You might have endured a hell of a lot of trauma. Some of you have had mother wounds and father wounds that you've needed to overcome, and you've done it like a fucking boss. And not everybody's seen that. They've just seen you with your childlike wonder standing on top of the iceberg going, hi, I'm over here. And they've not seen all the other shit that you've needed to put into it. They don't see the blood, the sweat and the tears while you're moving things forward and you're stepping into a brand new direction. So give yourself an absolute fucking round of applause and a pat on the back, because you've taken the rest where you needed to take the rest. You've used your discernment to pick out which choices are good things for you and which ones are bad things for you. And like I've always said to everybody who's ever watched me since I've been on social media, like, when it comes to that, when you are at that level and that point of, I don't want to word this incorrectly, how am I going to put this? Where you're at that level and you're at that point and not everybody else has seen it, and then all of a sudden it clicks and it makes sense for people, then they're like, oh my God, holy shit, I misunderstood you. And there has been times in the past where you've misunderstood yourself, but now you're not. Now you're in a place of inner standing from an introverted point of view, but you also overstand yourself from a very much higher perspective that nobody else kind of understands apart from you. And that's why people have mistaken you for being the childish person wrapped up in a grown-up's body on the top of the iceberg, waving your flag, being like, hi. I love this. Whatever it is that you're working towards, this is bringing you out on top. There have been so many choices and so many decisions that you've had to make, and if something's not keeping you on your path, it's automatically taking you off your path, and you kind of get that now. You're so very in tune at the moment with your spirit team, and they might be dropping like weird hints to you, repeating numbers, songs you might hear randomly, snippets of people's conversations, for example, while you stood in the shop or you're at the supermarket or you're walking down the street. You might hear a little bit of somebody else's conversation accidentally, but then you might get a download. And honestly, downloads sometimes sound like the voice inside your head. So it's a little bit difficult for a lot of people to be able to discern which one is your higher self talking and which one is in fact the voice inside your head. If you've been watching me recently on my tea time spiritual tea and chat sessions over on TikTok, then you'll know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. I've referred to how for years I got my voice inside my head confused with the voice of my higher self, because my higher self voice talks like people from the council estate that I grew up on, and that's not a voice that I've used in my daily life for a really, really long time. But the voice inside your head is ego based, and your ego is just solely there to protect you, to keep you safe and secure, and keep you inside this little box. So make sure that you're paying attention to the messages that your spirit team are trying to get to you at the moment. There is an important message somewhere, whether I'm delivering it, whether you're picking it up from somebody else, whether you are getting a download during meditation or while you're sleeping or something like that. Heed that. Pay attention, because that's what it is that you need to take action on. And you need to kind of charge. At the moment, go with all the energy that you're getting on a daily basis. Use that wisely. Make sure that, like I said yesterday, you've got a plan together. And even if you're micromanaging yourself, as long as you're sticking to the damn fucking plan, everything is going to charge forward in the way that it's supposed to. And yeah, there are going to be times when you feel a little bit confused, and yeah, it is going to be a balancing act. But you know what? That's fucking life. Life is a balancing act, and you can't have the light without having the dark. So allow those dark feelings to bubble up and let them come to the surface, but don't let them bubble over so that they spill out and fuck up all the hard work that it is that you've done so far. Because geez, there's been a lot of hard work that's gone into this, and I feel like the hard work that you've put in has been hard work for yourself. You've really learned how to soothe your own soul in a way that nobody else kind of gets. But why would you want everybody else to understand how it is that you soothe yourself when a lot of people around you aren't actually capable of soothing themselves in that same kind of way? There's a song by Alina Baraz, I believe her name is, it's called Memo Blue. Says, I can only meet you as... That's true. You can only meet people as deeply as they've met themselves. And honestly, a lot of the people around you at the moment, they're like little shallow puddles that you can't even splash in your wellies, and you're deep like the fucking ocean, hence the Titanic reference earlier. So allow these people to think what it is that they want to about you. If you've not read the Let Them theory and you don't really understand that, please take some time out of your day today to go and Google it and look into the deeper matters, and let people think what it is that they want to think about you, because what other people think has no fucking reflection on you as a human being and everything to do with them. Keep going, keep plugging away, because when this is over and done with and you're at your 10 of cups, 4 of wands, this is you getting everything that you have ever dreamed of. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, whatever you think is the best possible outcome for this, you're wrong. What you think is the best possible outcome is actually the worst possible outcome. So the sky's the limit with this, and it's really time for... it's time for takeoff. It's time for you to strap yourself in, and it's time for you to fly. Some of you, randomly and completely off topic, some of you might have even done a skydive recently, or some other very adrenaline-based activity that's kind of sprung you back into life just a little bit. Remember that feeling and use it to help you rise, because, well, this rise, it's not just like going up in a lift. It's like at the end of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, when they get in the lift and they break through. They're in the great glass elevator and they go in the sky. Like, you have no idea right now what it is that's possible. You have no idea of the good stuff that you're attracting in. You've kind of put a ceiling on it and you've been like, oh, well, this is as much as I'm going to get. You are so wrong about that. You cannot even fathom. You will not even be able to imagine the good stuff that's coming for you, because you've done all this work on yourself. And like I've been saying a lot recently, you get back what you put out. And because everything operates in waves and goes up and down, then be grateful and understand that even though there's been some times recently where you've been at the very bottom of that fucking sine wave, you're about to go up. It's like a roller coaster. Strap yourself in and enjoy the fucking ride. I really hope that that was helpful for you guys. This has been like the loveliest, nicest reading that we've had in quite a while, actually, that's not been like clusterfucky kind of energy. So enjoy the things that are about to be thrust into your reality. And for those people in the comments that are like, prove it, I don't need to prove anything, because if you're on if you're on the same wavelength as this reading, you've proved it to your fucking self already. So don't come at me with weird things like, oh, prove it, because tarot doesn't predict the future. Tarot reads the current energy. So if you come in here expecting that I'm going to predict what's going to happen tomorrow, then you're kind of wrong, because tarot can't do that. Tarot reads energy, and you either resonate with the reading or you don't. So there's no need to be like, nah, prove it, because that's not my job. My job here is to deliver the messages to you guys. Whether or not they resonate with you, that's a different story. But like I always say, don't try and force a daily storyline to fit. If it's not for you, then it's not going to be for you, and there's no skin off my nose. But your rude comments aren't going to stop me doing what it is that I'm called to do by the universe. So I will be live on TikTok at 5 p.m. UK time today for another episode of Spiritual Tea and Chat with Stevie. And you follow me over there. I am Spiritually Stevie. This has been your card of the day reading. Although it might be the card of the day reading, it just kind of applies to you on the day that you see it. So if you've watched it live today and it resonates with you, please click the follow button, because I'm kind of new to doing all this YouTube shit, and I'm still super grateful that everybody has been rocking up the last few mornings when I've been doing this. I too am in the process of bringing myself back to life at the moment, so I appreciate you guys for being here and coming along for the ride with me. Have an absolutely awesome day. If you're around at 5 o'clock on TikTok, then I will see you then. Failing that, I'll be back at around 9:30 tomorrow morning for another card of the day reading. And if today's hasn't resonated, there's nothing to say that tomorrow's might do. So tune back in, give us a follow. Don't forget to go and check out my website at spirituallystevie.com if you'd like to make a booking. And I'm going to press the end button now, and then there's going to be like a weird bit where the camera keeps on rolling before it cuts off. So let's avoid the awkwardness, and I'll just do that now. Have an awesome day. I love you guys. Take care.